13-year-old girl is shot and killed in the daylight hours in Louisville's Algonquin neighborhood, and police still need your help finding the shooter. It is our top story on the WHAS11 night team. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Profit. The shooting took place just across the street from the Park Hill Community Center. WHAS11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Addie Hill are learning more about the young victim. Taylor?
Well, Doug, 15-year-old Dovia Purnell was shot and killed yesterday just before 11 a.m. This is an example of another young person taken away too soon. And the staff at the Park Hill Community Center say Dovia wasn't a regular, but she came to the center before. And the coroner tonight tell us that her adoptive parents state her address is in Union, Kentucky. That's Boone County, not far from Cincinnati.
Just before 11 o'clock Monday morning in broad daylight, 15-year-old Dovia Purnell was found shot and killed in the Park Hill apartment complex. This photo given to us by her family.
It's heart-wrenching. It is heart-wrenching.
A life taken away too soon. It's heartbreaking for the Park Hill Community Center because it happened just across the street.
When I hear about things like that, particularly with the proximity, I call my team. I want to check on them, see how they doing. 99 times out of 100, they know the young person.
Ben Johnson, Assistant Director of Louisville Parks and Recreation Division, isn't here every day, but says other staff and kids at the center knew Purnell.
They'll help me to know, remember Mr. Ben, you were down here and she ... or he, and I was like, oh yeah, I do remember. It is miserable. It's almost like losing one of your own children.
This loss is tough. The center serves as a lifeline for several young people. They depend on it, filled with activities to keep kids busy. Now some are grieving Purnell's loss.
So let's think about her family. Let's think about the kids in this community. Let's think, and because it's two separate groups, the kids in the community, but the kids that might have known her from the community center. But she also had a school family.
At the end of the day, Johnson says Purnell is another young person who wasn't in school today.
So that who sat behind you in math class, that loss is, at this point forever.
And the family has a GoFundMe set up to raise money towards Dovia's funeral expenses. They're trying to raise $10,000, and so far they've received over $3,000. That information can be found on our website, WHAS11.com. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
Taylor, thank you. Police have said again there are no suspects in this shooting of Dovia. Anyone with information is asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD to help detectives or use the online portal. Right now, new on the WHAS11 night team, a Western Kentucky University student has died following a boat crash on a lake near Columbia, South Carolina. 21-year-old Jonathan Bryan from Shelbyville, Kentucky, died this morning. A WKU spokesperson telling our affiliate in Bowling Green, WBKO, that Bryan was a member of the school's bass fishing team. And our sister station, WLTX in Columbia, South Carolina, reports the crash happened last Thursday on Lake Murray during a practice round for a Bassmaster fishing tournament. The boat Bryan was in crashed with another boat. His teammate and the others injured in the other boat are out of the hospital tonight. The Nelson County community is rallying around one another after a series of tragic incidents, including the deaths of two teenagers on Sunday alone. 16-year-old Lily Smith was killed in the crash in Bardstown. After her death, her parents were proud to discover that she had made the decision to become an organ donor and were told that she helped save 4 lives. And then a 13-year-old boy was also found dead in his bedroom, but the sheriff's office says no foul play is suspected in that case. Nelson County Chief Deputy Brandon Bryan is now helping organize a community vigil to support these families.
Unfortunately, Nelson County is not new to tragedy, but the good thing about Nelson County is when something tragic does happen, our community comes together like something that you don't see in many places.
The vigil is going to be held Thursday night at 6:45 p.m. at the Nelson County Justice Center by the flagpoles. Candles will be provided. Louisville Metro Police have arrested a man for a deadly shooting at Dker Manor earlier this month. Officers arrested 51-year-old Enos Stovall this afternoon. Police responded to a shooting on the housing complex on Muhammad Ali Boulevard on January 13th. The victim, Daniel West, later died at the hospital from a gunshot wound. Stovall is charged with murder and is expected to be in court tomorrow morning. A program that sends certain 911 calls to non-police responses is now expanding, allowing police officers to focus on violent crime. The crisis call diversion program, also known as deflection, will start operating from 10 a.m. until 2 a.m. starting this Sunday in Louisville. That's 4 more hours each day. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says the extended hours will allow Metro Safe dispatchers to transfer 911 calls to social workers overnight.
More people across Louisville will be able to benefit from these services, and our police officers will have more hours available, more of their essential time that can be focused on preventing and responding to violent crime.
Most importantly, and ideally, this response is decreasing the number of citizens being incarcerated or hospitalized who present with behavioral health issues.
In 2023 alone, crisis triage workers responded to 1,800 calls. Mobile response team members helped nearly 500 people. Happening new tonight, no new apartment buildings in New Albany for at least 1 year. This plan, which isn't final yet, has the backing of the New Albany mayor and planning commission members. After tonight's meeting, the moratorium is one step closer to being reality. WHAS 11 team's Alex Dker and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie heard from residents.
Motion passes 6-0.
The New Albany City Plan Commission unanimously voted to make a recommendation to the City Council to stop construction on new apartments and short-term rentals for a year. The goal is to increase home ownership.
Developers are not going to start new projects before they finish the old ones.
Not only would the proposed moratorium pause construction for a year, it would also prevent developers from gaining new permits to build multifamily homes.
What this would do, I believe, would damage the city's relationship with developers at a time when they're all over the country building apartments like crazy.
This decision, pioneered by New Albany Mayor Chief Gahan, comes after a U of L housing study showed that the city should be focusing its efforts on increasing single-family homes, concluding that more than 1/3 of the housing in New Albany is single-person households, a rate that's quickly increasing. And half the housing units built in the city since 1980 have been apartment buildings and other multifamily housing.
We all would love to have affordable housing. I think the one thing that we're missing is what that number is.
New Albany resident Jason Snyder has been in the construction industry for 25 years.
It is very hard to build a 1,200 to 1,300 square foot house for under $300,000. I personally don't consider $300,000 house affordable housing.
Director of Plan Commission Scott Wood said the city values home ownership in New Albany and will explore options like credit counseling and down payment systems to increase the number of homeowners in the city. In New Albany, Alex Dker, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And the vote isn't final yet. The moratorium proposal will now head to the City Council on Monday, and we'll be there following it for you right here on the WHAS 11 night team. UPS is cutting about 12,000 jobs, but it's unclear where those cuts will be coming. On a conference call this morning, the company's CEO called last year's sales, quote, disappointing. She said reducing the company's headcount will help save $1 billion. It's expected that managers and contractor positions will make up most of the cuts. We contacted UPS in Louisville about the layoffs. Spokesperson Jim Mayer says in part, quote, in 2023, dynamic external and economic conditions led to lower volume and a more than $9 billion decline in revenue year over year. The company will provide support to all affected employees, including severance packages and outplacement assistance. The 150th Kentucky Derby is approaching us fast now. We're just 95 days away. Can you believe that? And today, though, a special treat. We got to see the very special anniversary edition of the dazzling trophy that's going to be presented to the Derby winner. Now, the trophy is made out of 14-karat yellow and green gold with a horseshoe pointing upward on the front of it. But this year's trophy also features something special, a jeweled rose garland made with rubies and emeralds. The artist behind the trophy says her family has been making it for decades and everyone plays a part.
We've worked on it for many months. I do the silversmithing. My daughter has joined our team this year, so her first trophy was the 150th, so that was really special for us. My husband does the spinning, so he just starts with just a flat sheet of, I almost said copper, sorry, we work in copper too, of gold, and he turns it into the different shapes, which is such a really cool craft in itself.
Here's a better close-up for you. 3 smaller sterling silver replica trophies will be awarded to the winning jockey, trainer, and the breeder at the Derby.